Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to Andy N and Amanda. Happy Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful New Year, both Amanda and Andy N. How are you?
Not too bad, likely. Everyone's guessed. It's been a couple of weeks. We've had things going on, and to put it bluntly to you, my side. And I don't want to go into a lot of details on it, but we've had two members of my family been took into hospital, and we had one was in over Christmas and one went in on Boxing Day. So it's been, what's the word, Amanda?
Yeah, we've been busy.
Entertaining. So, well, yeah, it's been fun. So me and Amanda spent Christmas time seeing Amanda's family in Bradford. So, and we've got stories about life. Would you like to hear the stories, Colleen?
Oh yes, please. Yeah, because normally.
Tell them your mum, Amanda.
Oh, yeah. We got my mum drunk on Boxing Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, went over to Amanda's younger sisters on Boxing Day, and I don't think I've never seen your mum drink before, actually.
Only usually, that time of year she drinks.
Yeah, and what happened was that Helen, Amanda's younger sister, is really into a band called Ninja Sex Party. And it's honestly, it sounds pretty, it's a mad name for a band, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah, it's very like the Darkness meets Queen, but it meets, what's Jack Black's band called? Tenacious D. Yeah. And it's very like a jokey sort of like 80s rock band. And Helen was playing it all night long to us, like, it was alright. But the more drunk Amanda's mum got, what happened? Well,
she kept saying, this doesn't sound like Cliff Richard.
I love her mum. I love your mum, Amanda. But she was very, very funny that night. She was. So I'll send you a picture of her, Colleen, later on. You can see how drunk the younger sister got and her mum was.
Yeah. Well, what do they get drunk on?
There was vodka, Baileys,
Baileys.
There was wine, I think, as well. I think there was some wine.
Yeah. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. Just one of those mad nights you have to be there, basically, so to put it. And then your mum got a headache, didn't she?
Yeah.
So
she just took some headache tablets and then carried on drinking, even though you're not supposed to mix the two.
So, it was entertaining. So, what have you been up to, Colleen?
Well, I actually had to work on Christmas. No, not Christmas Eve, but the day before Christmas Eve, and then had the Christmas Eve off as a holiday and Christmas Day, and I just spent it just eating Christmas pudding. Oh no, Christmas Day I had Christmas pudding, and I had
Christmas pudding. I love it. I know Amanda doesn't like it very much, do you?
Very small amounts of it. I can't eat a lot of it.
I've got to say, Colleen, man, we had one of the biggest meals I've ever had at Christmas Day at Amanda's mum's on Christmas Day.
Yeah, she did 2 plates of sprout, no, 2 pans of sprouts, sorry, 2 pans of potatoes, a big turkey that was supposed to serve for up to 6 people, and there was only 4 of us, wasn't there?
4 of us and the dog.
Yeah.
The dog helped. oh, blimey, it was fun. So how much Christmas pudding did you eat, Colleen?
I had like about half a big Christmas pudding because it was. I know. I just.
I love Christmas pudding. Making my stomach ache just thinking about that.
I know, it's so nice. It's one of the nicest puddings I ever thought they have ever concocted, but it tastes. No, the raisin shortbread. No, not the raisin shortbread, but the one with the fruits, which is a Scottish way of. Is it Scottish Christmas?
Oh, yeah. I have heard of it. Yeah, I have heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Dutch Christmas cake, which has like raisins on it, just like the Dutch Christmas cake, and it tastes really nice. So that's a cake, but this Christmas pudding is so unique, isn't it? It's so nice that I have it with cream. I have it with single cream or double cream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Really nice.
Oh, we had some on just for Christmas, Colleen. What was it we had, Amanda?
I don't know.
I got you the Baileys cream.
Oh yeah, we had mince pies with Baileys cream.
Have you ever tried that?
No,
is like the cream you can get, but it tastes like Baileys.
That was. I've never had that before.
Oh, I've had that before.
Somebody sitting next to me, I got the feeling had that thing before.
I knew what it was. You phoned me and you didn't understand what it was, did you?
No, I didn't. So I rang her up saying, "Oh, now I've found this." I said, and the words were, "Bring it, Andy."
Yeah, bring it to me
quickly. So guess what we have for tea that night? Mince pies and Bailey's cream.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But you have they have the shandy cream, don't they? Or the, what is it? Not shandy, but it's brandy. That's it, brandy cream. And it tastes really nice with the mince pies.
Yeah, I've had that before. I've never had Bailey's cream and mince pies one. I tell all our viewers, it's well worth having a look into that. Really, it was rich.
And if the listeners don't want to send us a truckload of it, we won't complain.
No, so send them to you, Colleen, and they send them to us over in Manchester separate as well. So that'd be very nice.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Yeah, so then I bought some cooked chicken, and it because it takes ages to actually to roast a chicken, even a chicken and turkey.
I don't know what Amanda's mum did in the cooking side. I don't know. But I know my brother-in-law normally does it. Oh, it takes him 4 or 5 hours at least. It can be to do it.
Yeah.
I know. This Christmas he put it on and then went to work for 4 hours because he works as a handyman over in a hotel. Did his 4-hour shift to get back and finish it. Still didn't cook then, so that's why. So. But it's that's nice. So, what did you do Boxing Day? Were you working all day Boxing Day? Did you say?
Yeah. So was that the day after Christmas then? Yeah, I was working on Boxing Day. Yeah. So, yeah, as I was saying to you before the podcast was that, I was saying that I do events, but I don't get paid for doing all those hours. I just get paid 2 hours out of all the amount of hours I spend just setting it up and arranging it and contacting people. And it's like this kind of thing, like PR work isn't really highly regarded in some companies, and therefore you don't get the kind of pay that you should be getting for all the amount of effort you put into it.
Yeah, no, I get it completely. I've heard of companies doing that sort of thing. It's the problems with the freelance work sometimes. It was like, Amanda, you applied for a job recently. Do you want to tell people about the leaflet job? Or, I'm not even anything about that yet.
No, I've not particularly excited.
No, but I know, so you get jobs like that sometimes where they tell you they want you to do a certain amount of work, and it starts going well over sometimes. So you're only getting paid that amount sometimes. It can really infuriate you.
Because with you say that you have this podcast where you interview writers, and when you go on air, others think all you did was just that amount of time on air, but you didn't spend any other time on it. So always research. It was whatever. Obviously, it's a bit more informal, this one, but all the other podcasts we do, it's not the case it's the work, the recording, that's the bare tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
When me and manager I bought a book podcast.
Yeah, we've got to read the books.
Yeah, we've got to read the bloody things first. It was we're running behind this month already because I think we should really be doing next week. I'm only about a fifth away from a second book at the minute because with all the family stuff I've had, it's just the time's been really restricted this year so far.
So what if you start reading it and then you find it's not really the kind of books, the genre that you are into? How do you deal with that?
I've had a book before that was so bad, I think I got to page 20 and I had to review it without naming it because the stuff I was saying about it was so bad. It's I couldn't name the book or the author in case they found out about it.
Should have got sued,
so we did it as a sort of how not to write a book.
I'll send you the episode link over, Colleen. It's quite funny actually because I didn't know she was going to do that until we did it. So she wouldn't tell me that. That was fun.
Oh my god!
I've had book weird. I think it was the zombie book we did once.
Yeah, and we kept mentioning it every podcast because it was so bad.
It was based on when we give it about -2 out of 10 each, basically, in the markings because there was nothing positive to say about it. We did get sued by that one somehow, but sometimes Amanda gets when she shares the podcast, the authors will basically share the podcast. Colleen, have you ever heard of a book called The Curious
Instant of the Dog in the Nighttime, something like that.
Yeah, The Curious Instant of the Dog in the Nighttime. You ever heard of that book?
No, never heard of it.
read it. 'Cause it's one of the best books I've ever read. It covers an autistic lad basically on the London Underground, and after he runs away from his dad to go and try and find his mum, who he thought was dead.
Oh,
Yeah, the
right.
main part of it was he was trying to solve the crime about who killed the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's a fantastic book. I would recommend it. But I don't know, Amanda, what happened after you shared it?
Oh, I tagged him into it when I was.
That's the author. The author.
Yeah, I tagged the author. I think it's Mark Hayden. It's called.
Yeah.
I tagged him into it on Twitter. I said I'm halfway through and it's good so far. And he replied to me and says, "Oh, it goes downhill from there."
No.
Yeah, you think really, it's an interesting point, this one, and a writer's really this. If you can go and joke about your book like that to such a level, you've got to be really confident.
He knows it's been so successful that he can joke about it.
That's what I mean, like, it was like, if we, and then us three did that with one of our books, people were thinking, oh, we're not going to read that rubbish then.
No.
So, all right. So you're saying that some who are successful and they know that it is, that they can then joke about the book because they know that whatever they say isn't going to affect the success.
Yeah, completely. That was it. He was meant to do a reading in Manchester back in the last year.
Yeah, we had tickets and then it got cancelled because he pulled out for some reason.
Yeah, I must have family trouble. The shame back, he came across such a funny guy. I thought it'd been a really good night to watch because sometimes, Colleen, I don't know if you've been to many book launches, not so the book launches. You go to book author talks. Sometimes they can be really, really interesting, fascinating, funny people.
Yeah.
I've seen Neil Gaiman 3 times in Manchester now, and I'm going to take Amanda to go and see him at some point. And for example, his is just it's a full show. It'll do an extract of his book for 15 minutes, chat to the person from who's hosting it for another hour, then they do another hour of questions in the audience, and the audience will just lap it all up. Sometimes they can be fascinating people. There's new authors.
Oh, is he still writing? Because I started following his work for a little while, and then
yeah, he's working on a novel at the moment apparently. Have you've not read Neverwhere, have you, Amanda?
No, I've got the book, but I've not read it.
Have you ever read a book called Neverwhere or seen the TV version of it?
No.
That's his first novel, and that's he's meant to be doing a sequel to that at the moment. He is apparently. So that one, that was happening as he's doing that at the moment. But he spent about 3 years doing a Good Omens TV series that came out last year on Amazon Prime, and that's what did it. That took a lot of time apparently. So he's back writing his novel again now, and he's got a very young son. That's about 3 or something or 4.
Yeah, that's
why. So, Colleen, I think we better make people aware. We've gone beyond our 15 minutes.
No, it's 13 minutes. 13 minutes. So I think we'll just finish off here. If not, I can I'll cut it to 15. But it's only 13 minutes. So we'll say, what an interesting evening about books and how we review things. Yeah, it's really good. So
well, Colleen, you also bear in mind you've got me and Amanda on board here. We do books a lot, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay, so we'll speak another time anyway about maybe this, but next week we'll see what topic comes to mind during the week, and then we'll discuss that. Yeah, well, I can see that you both had a really, really nice Christmas, so...
It's been bonkers since, but yeah, it's been nice. That's for sure. Yeah, good stuff still. I know, guys. Well, that's it then, as Colleen says, isn't it?
Yeah. So right. Have a good evening, both of you, and hope our listeners will tune in next time.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay, guys. As I said, real life's got in the way, so we'll be back in a week or two. So.
Yeah. See you then.
See you soon, guys. Bye.
See you. Bye.